us. So what we studied yesterday about first chapter, geography as a discipline, is like, why should we study geography? What is geography actually? Okay, and who first used the term geography? So we came to know that geography, the term geography was first used by Eratosthenes, a Greek scholar whose name is Eratosthenes, and he was the person to use the term geography. The term geography, basically geo means earth and graphos means the study of. So combinedly, it can be said that geography means, okay, geography means the study of the earth as the abode of human beings. Okay, that means the study of the earth as the home of the human beings. Okay. So when we are trying to study the earth as a home of the human beings, we come in contact with the physical and the non-physical aspects of the earth. The physical aspects of the earth has relations with the non-physical aspects of the earth, that is the human factors and all. Okay, so both the human activities or the human factors has played a vital role in shaping the landforms on the earth and the physical features. Okay, the physical landform on the earth has caused some changes to the human life. Okay, so both this, okay, the physical environment and the human activities, okay, they have worked together, okay, in shaping the landforms on the earth actually. Okay, in shaping the landforms on the earth. And what at present we can see, okay, like the towns and the cities, the countries and all, okay, the like different kinds of human activities which are taking place on the earth, it is just an outcome of the interaction between the human beings and the physical environment. Okay, between the human beings and the earth actually. Okay, so basically the main work of a geographer, okay, the main work of a geographer is to explain the phenomena in a frame of cause and effect relationship, as it does not only help in interpretation but also forces the phenomena in future actually. Okay, so as a geographer, the main work of a geographer is to understand the phenomena, is to explain the phenomena in a frame of cause and effect relationship. That means whatever phenomena is happening on the earth, okay, a geographer will try to explain in a cause effect relationship, means why these things are happening and what is the effect of it. Suppose earthquake has taken place. Okay, so the first work of geographer will be to know, means what is the main reason responsible for this earthquake, means what are the causes responsible for this earthquake. Okay, and what is the effect of this earthquake actually. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to find out the cause of the phenomena and the effect actually. Okay, so any kind of phenomena on the earth actually, okay, it may be the natural phenomena or it may be the human phenomena actually, that will be explained in a frame of cause and effect relationship by the geographers. So this will help us to understand, this will help us in interpreting the entire case. Okay, as well as it will also help us to assume that what is going to happen in the future. Okay, like when we will know about the causes of the earthquake and its effect, so we can assume that in the near future also there are chances of earthquake in this particular belt and what may be the outcome at that particular time. Okay, so any kind of phenomena, whether it may be the physical phenomena or the natural phenomena or the human phenomena and all, okay, those can be studied geographically. Okay, so any kind of event, whatever events is happening on this earth actually, they all have some relation geographically. Any events can be explained geographically. Even the wars, even the distribution of the resources, okay, like the distribution of the different types of crops, resources and all, everything can be studied geographically. So the geographical phenomena, both the physical and human, are not static but highly dynamic, and they change over time as a result of the interactive processes. Okay, so the geographical phenomena, okay, both the physical and the human phenomena actually, they are not static actually, they does not remain constant actually, but they are dynamic, they go on evolving like the human beings. Okay, like the human beings, they have evolved from an early human being, uncivilized human being, to the civilized one. Okay, now we are having the modern technology and all. Even the earth, the physical environment, okay, it is also not static, it has underwent a lot of changes. Okay, like there's a change in the landforms on the earth. Okay, there is a change in the physical features of the earth. So why this is happening actually? This is happening as because the phenomena or the events, okay, which are happening on this earth, which are taking place on this earth, are not static actually, as because they are dynamic. Okay, The primitive human societies were directly dependent on the immediate environment. Thus, geography thus is concerned with the study of nature and human interaction as an integrated whole. Okay, so the primitive human society, the early human beings, they were directly dependent on the immediate environment. They were directly dependent on the natural environment for their food, shelter, everything. Okay, so the main concern of geography is to study the nature and the human interaction, is to study the interrelationship between the nature and the human being. Because if we try to study, if we have a better understanding of the relationship between the nature and the human beings, it will help us to know that how the human beings got developed, okay, in different phases of history, and how did we came to like become a very civilized one, and how did we discover the new technologies and all. So the humans as an integral part of nature, and nature has the imprints of humans. Okay, so human beings are just an integral part of the nature, and the nature, they bears the imprints of the human beings. Means we are just part of the nature actually, and whatever activities we are doing, actually means any kind of developmental activities or any things which we are doing, those imprints can be seen on the nature. Like we have constructed the bridges, railways, roads, industries, and all. These are what? These are actually the activities of the human beings. Okay, so these imprints of the human beings can be seen on the nature. Even the nature has influenced different aspects of human lives. Its imprints can be noticed on the food, clothing, shelter, and the occupations. Okay, and even the nature has influenced the life of the human beings, because our food habit, our clothing pattern, our shelter, and our occupational pattern, it varies from one geographical area to another. Okay, so this is why it is said that the nature has shaped the life of the human beings, and even the human beings has also transformed the nature with the help of technology. As you already know, the present society has passed the stage of primitive society, passed the stage of primitive society, which were directly dependent on the immediate physical environment or sustenance. Okay, so present societies has modified their natural environment by inventing and using technology, and thus having expanded the horizon of their operation. Okay, the horizon of the appropriating and utilizing the resources provided by the nature. So in the earlier period of human history, the primitive societies, okay, has passed the stage of like the present society, our present society, it has passed the stage of the primitive society. And in the primitive society, the human beings were directly dependent on the nature. Okay, and after understanding the nature properly, we came into like we developed the technology, we developed many new things and all. Okay, and at present, with the help of the technology, with our intellect, with our skills and all, okay, we are using the nature actually. Okay, we are utilizing the nature, or you can say we are exploiting the environment. So the present societies have modified their natural environment by inventing and using technology, and thus have expanded the horizon of their operation by appropriating and utilizing the resources provided by the nature. So we human beings are now controlling the nature with the help of the technology which we have invented, and our horizon of operation has increased. Like before, we were limited to certain areas and all, but now we are exploring different parts of the country, world actually. Okay, even in the Atlantic, even in the oceanic areas, deep inside the oceans. Okay, even in the high mountainous areas, even in the Arctic and the Antarctic regions. Okay, the human beings has went. Okay, the human beings has set up their habitations, and they are exploring the different resources provided by the nature. So with the gradual development of technology, human beings were able to loosen the shackles of the physical environment. Technology helped in reducing the harshness of labor, increased labor efficiency, and provided leisure to human beings to attend the higher needs of life. And it also increased the scale of production and the mobility of labor. Okay, so with the gradual development of technology, the cycles of the environment, or the cycles of the physical environment got loose. Means the environment has many things stored in it. There are many things which are unknown to the human beings and all. Okay, which were unknown to the human beings, but we came to know about those unknown facts. We came to discover many new things from the environment actually, just because of the technology. Okay, and this technology has helped the human beings to reduce their effort. Like before, the human beings used to work very hard to earn their livelihood, but now with the development of technology, okay, the hardness of the human beings has reduced. Okay, And even the pace of the skill production has increased actually. Before, the human beings used to work hard, very hard, and they used to produce very less. But now, with less effort, we produce in large quantity. Okay, like agricultural production. Okay, from a small field only, we can get a huge agricultural production with the help of the chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and the modern machineries. So, what is this actually? We are taking help of the technology, isn't it? So the interaction between the physical environment and human beings have been very succinctly described by a poet in the following dialogue. So basically the interaction between the physical environment and the human beings has been described by a poet. Okay, such as like here human and nature here say, you created the soil. You basically means the God. Okay. And I basically means the human. So you created the soil, I created the cup. You created the night, I created the lamb. You created the wilderness, elite terrains, and the desert, and I created the flower beds and the gardens. Okay, so through these lines, actually, a poet has tried to explain the interrelationship between the nature and the human being. So here it is said that the nature, that is the God, has created the soil, but we human beings has transformed that soil into cup, into different purpose actually. Okay, the God has created the night actually, and we have created the lamp to bring light in the night. Okay, the God has created the wilderness, the hilly terrains, and the desert, and the human beings are the one to make these areas, to make the hilly areas, the deserts, and the wilderness areas into a beautiful place by creating the flower beds and the gardens and all. Okay, so these lines actually explains that how the human society has adjusted and adapted themselves with the surrounding physical environment, and they have transformed their physical environment for their own benefit. Okay, they have transformed their physical environment for their own livelihood and all. So human beings have claimed their contribution using natural resources. With the help of technology, human beings move from the stage of necessity to a state of freedom. So we human beings have claimed our contribution using the natural resources. Okay, so we are utilizing the natural resources with the help of technology. Okay, and with the help of technology, actually, we human beings have moved from a state of necessity to a stage of freedom. Actually, means in the earlier period of human history, when human beings were totally dependent on the nature, we were in the stage of necessity. Means whatever we require, okay, we used to totally depend on the nature for that. Okay, but now we are in the stage of freedom. Actually, means we are having a lot of opportunities. Means if I don't like to eat this food, I have the opportunity to eat something else. If I don't like to stay in this place, I have the opportunity to construct a house somewhere else. Okay, so the human society has got evolved. Okay, the human society has moved from a stage of necessity to a stage of freedom actually, and the human activities have created imprints everywhere and created possibilities in collaboration with the nature. And human activities has created the cultural landscape. Okay, it has created the cultural landscape. That means like in the hilly areas we can see the wilder areas. Okay, we have constructed the human habitations and all, they are converted into the tourist destinations. The coastal areas are okay, now the places of fishing activities are the places of tourist destinations. Okay, so we human beings has created our imprints. We have put our imprints everywhere actually. Okay, in collaboration with the nature. Okay, so in the earlier period when the nature was very much powerful and we human beings were totally dependent on the nature. So at that earlier time, okay, we were naturalized. We were naturalized. The human beings were naturalized. But now, okay, the nature is like humanized actually. Okay, thus now we find humanized nature. That means the nature is now tamed. The nature is now humanized. Okay, and naturalized human beings. Okay, so the space got organized with the means of transport and communication network. Okay, so this all things happen. Okay, like we are able to use the technology to explore the nature. Okay, to explore the natural resources and all. So this all has become possible because of the development of the transport and the communication network. Okay, so this transport and the communication network has helped the human beings to establish contact with different groups of people, to establish to contact with different parts of the world actually, so that we can carry out our developmental activities, or we can carry out our activities in different parts of the world for our development. So basically, three questions are concerned with the discipline of geography. So geography as a discipline, this part is very important. Okay, so geography as a discipline is concerned with three sets of questions. One is the what, where, and why. Okay, what, where, and why. These are the three sets of questions which are very important when we try to study about geography as a discipline, geography as a subject. See, some questions are related to the identification of the pattern of natural and the cultural features as found over the surface of the earth. So these are the questions about what. Okay, so what basically refers to the identification of the natural resources, identification of the cultural features of the earth, means what things exist on the earth. Okay, what cultural features has been developed by the human beings and all. The next is the why. Some questions are related to the distribution of the natural and the human cultural features over the surface of the earth, and these questions are about where. Okay, that means where did the human beings has created the cultural landscape, where did the human beings has exploited the nature, where did the human beings has set up the habitations and all. Okay, so this is what about what, where, and the next question is why. The third question is related to the explanation of the causal relationship between the features and the processes and the phenomena. And this aspect of geography is related to the question why. Okay, means why such process phenomena is taking place on this earth. Means we try to find out the cause actually. Okay, by the question why, we try to find out the cause of the phenomena which is happening on this earth or which exists on this earth. Okay, so why the earthquakes takes place? Why these landforms are getting changed? Okay, why the human beings are getting transformed from the uncivilized society to a civilized society. Okay, so these are the three sets of questions which helps us to understand in a more detailed way about geography. Okay, as geography as a discipline, what, where, and why. So the question why is very much important because it is related to the causal relationship. Explanation of the causal relationship means what is happening and why it is happening. So geography as a discipline is related to the space and takes note of spatial characteristics and attributes. So geography as a discipline, as a subject, is related to the space, is related to the study of the different areas and all. Okay, and the characteristics of those areas. So basically, it studies the patterns of distribution, location, and concentration of phenomena over space and interprets them, providing explanation for this pattern. So geography basically tries to study the pattern of distribution, the location and the concentration of different phenomena over different regions, and geography tries to provide the explanation of such distribution of such phenomena and all. Okay, it takes note of the association and interrelationship between phenomena over space and interprets them, providing explanation for this pattern. And also it tries to take notes of the association, means geographers basically try to find out the association. They try to find out the linkages between different phenomena of the world. Actually means there are different phenomena, physical and the human phenomena which takes place. So we just try to find out the association. We just try to find out the linkage between this phenomena which exist on the earth actually. Okay, so it also takes note of the association and interrelationship between phenomena resulting from the dynamic interaction between human beings and their physical environment. Okay, so we also try to keep a note of the association, okay, and the interrelationship which is resulting, okay, which is a result of the interaction between the man and the environment, man and the physical environment actually. Okay, so this is just about the introduction to geography actually. Okay, this is just about the introduction to geography as a subject. So geography as a subject is mainly focused on studying the interrelationship between the man and the environment. Okay, it tries to understand the relationship between various physical phenomena and the human phenomena. Okay, so phenomena which varies over the space. Okay, there's different phenomena which varies over the space from one area to the another actually. Okay, so this is what about the introduction to geography as a discipline or introduction to geography as a subject.